This episode of Soldier Knows Best is brought to you by Samsung Smart TV. Hey, what's up guys, Soldier Knows Best here about to give you my review of the Sony Cybershot HX30V. This is a digital point and shoot camera that you can fit in your pocket, but it's supposed to be able to take really good, amazing still pictures, but also to even amazinger, that's not a word, but even better looking video as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking a look at the design and the hardware, then I'm gonna show you what this camera can actually do a little bit later on. So first we're gonna take a look at the design. So overall, this camera does have a nice build quality to it and a nice overall look to it as well. I do like this rubber grip on the front of it, so when you are holding it with even just one or two hands, it does feel very solid in your hand. And the camera itself just looks very stylish and is, again, still small enough to fit in your pocket and fit in most places that you want to put it. So this camera can take up to 18.2 megapixel pictures and also does have a maximum aperture of f3.2, and the lens itself can get you up to 20 times optical zoom, so that's going to be very close up on your subject. You can get even closer than that with a 40 times clear image digital zoom that it does have in this camera as well. And so what I'm showing you right now is just a picture of me zoomed all the way out, and then another picture of me zoomed all the way in, just using the 20 times optical zoom, not going to the digital zoom, just the optical zoom, so you can kind of see the results you can get with the zoom on this camera. And on the back of the camera, you will find a 3-inch LCD, which I did find to be very easily readable in direct sunlight. And to the right of that, you'll find different buttons from the playback button, also a little control wheel, and that's what you use to navigate through the software, menu button, and also a dedicated movie button as well. And on the right side of the camera, you'll find an HDMI out port, so you want to plug this thing into a TV to show all the pictures and videos that you took on this camera. You can easily do that. On the bottom of the camera, you will find the little slot here, the little port here for the memory card, and also too, this is where the battery will go. Now on the top, you will find a stereo microphone, the zoom controllers, and also too, you'll find the little control wheel to go ahead and navigate through all the different scene modes. And this camera does have a pop-up flash built inside of it as well. And now taking a look at the software inside of this camera, as far as the interface is concerned, Sony really hasn't changed anything over the past couple years with their cameras. It still is very easy to navigate through, but it's really nothing else there as far as any major design changes. So on this camera, the software allows you to take 3D pictures if you wanted to. You can also still use a sweep panorama mode. We can actually just sweep the camera from left to right, and it'll take a very nice panoramic picture for you. And it has face detection for up to 8 people to keep everybody in focus. And it even does have anti-blink mode, where it'll take 2 pictures, and just in case somebody blinks, it'll just throw out that picture that somebody blinked in and just keep the one that they didn't blink in. It does have the smile shutter, which will only take a picture when somebody smiles, and you can adjust in the settings to kind of adjust it for when an adult smiles or when a kid smiles. If you have a kid that's always playing around, you can have the picture be taken right when the kid smiles to get the best portrait for you. And there's one new feature that this HX30 has, and that is built-in Wi-Fi, which is going to make it easier to share your photos and share your videos between your computers if you wanted to. So it'll create its own little personal Wi-Fi network, and you can connect to it from your computer and just instantly transfer all those pictures over instead of taking the memory card out and doing different things like that. But also too, it's going to be, I think, best suited for when you're going to use this with a smartphone or a tablet. So you can download the Sony Play Memories application, which is absolutely free in the App Store or the Android Marketplace. You download that, and now again, you're able to connect to the camera and take off all those photos for you. All right, now it's going to see what this camera can do. Enough talking about all the design and different things like that. So as I mentioned before, this camera can take 18.2 megapixel still pictures, but it can also shoot and record video in 1080p HD video at 60 frames per second. So that's going to make it a very nice smooth video, but also too, if you want to slow down the video in post because you have those extra frames, it will be very handy in that as well. So anyway, let's going to take a look at some pictures and some video. All right, these 18.2 megapixel pictures really do stand out, especially if you're outdoors and plenty of sunlight. These pictures really do shine. But what I'm getting ready to show you right now is just some of the low light performance. So you can see that my room is almost practically dark there, but I'm taking a picture, and it takes a little time to process, a few seconds, but then it gets all of that light. It gathers all the light that it could to produce this one image. That is fuzzy, but again, that's really good low light performance for a point and shoot camera. But again, outdoors is where it's going to shine. And close up, you can see some little droplets of water there in these flowers, and you can see the depth of field in this picture is really nice. Well, I'm about to show you in this picture though, there is some infringement there on the top left hand corner, this little wooden box. You can kind of see there where it's kind of still blurry. So I did see that on a couple of the photos. Not a total big issue, but it was prevalent in a couple of photos. And this photo right here is me zoomed all the way in using the physical zoom up to 20 times optical zoom. Now here we are, just showing you some of the video quality tests. I'm outdoors here, and you can see just look at the range of motion from the video quality. It's overall very smooth. And when you do zoom in, you do get a little wobbly there, but this zoom is just really amazing, as you can see. And so you can really never have enough zoom, so zoom always comes in handy. But what I'm about to show you after this little video clip is just show you some outdoors at nighttime performance, just to see how it performed again without that much light, without the sunlight to help boost it. But it still did a pretty good job. outdoors, just like it did with the pictures as I showed you before. You can see these colors here are still kind of vibrant there, and it's really not that much noise in this image at all. So I would say the low light performance or just the nighttime performance is pretty good. So I'm about to shut up right now and show you some of the microphone and vlogging capabilities. All right, so here I'm just testing out the vlogging capabilities of the Sony HX30V, walking in the botanical gardens, which you know I like to come a lot for my camera reviews. So stereo microphones are at the top, and so should give you a good sense about how this would work if you want to use this camera for vlogging. It's a little big for vlogging, but it can work. And so as I said before, I think this camera really shines up close and personal. You can see, again, you can see all these little droplets of water, just like you can see in the picture that I took before this. And this is just showing you the image stabilization. I didn't use a tripod for any of these video shots. I'm just using it freehand. And also, as a disclaimer, guys, I didn't edit any of the video settings on this camera, which you can. You can go in there and adjust the exposure and all that stuff if you wanted to. I just used a straight, just auto setting. So I'll just give you a good example about anybody can take this type of video just by pulling the camera out of their pocket and hitting that record button. Alright guys, well I just covered everything I wanted to cover about this camera in this review. Now this camera is just a little small compact camera, but it has a lot of power to it. It has a lot of punch to it, as I just showed you with the pictures in the video. So overall, I think this camera is a very nice point and shoot camera. Something that, again, you can just throw in your pocket, throw in your purse, and just go. Don't really have to worry about carrying any extra lenses or anything like that. This camera is going to be ready to go for you at all times. Now, there are a couple negatives with this camera. One, I would like to see Sony throw in, again, some more different filters and effects in the software and kind of spice up the software a little bit more to give you some added flexibility. And also too, sometimes in recording mode while recording some video, I was able to hear the zoom controls as I was zooming in and out. I was able to hear that and when I went back and watched the video. So again, that didn't happen all the time, but it's just one thing I did notice a couple times. But other than that, this camera is a very nice performing camera. It has a lot of form and function with it. So this camera will cost you $420, but you can save yourself an extra $20 if you really don't care about that Wi-Fi functionality inside of this camera. Sony does offer the HX20 camera, which is just everything I just showed you today, but it's minus the Wi-Fi feature, but that one only costs you $400. So anyway, guys, this brings an end to this review. But before we head out here, we're going to take one last look at our sponsor for this video. Introducing Samsung's all-new smart TV with smart interaction technology, plus innovative ways to explore and locate smart content. The built-in microphone on the Smart Touch remote control, gesture and voice controls, face recognition, and the Smart View mobile app all provide unique ways to interact with your TV. Cutting-edge TV apps and new signature services plus web browsing enhance the TV experience. Right now you can experience advanced overall performance from motion clarity to improved web access. Learn more about all the features found in the Samsung Smart TV at facebook.com/Samsung TV USA. Alright guys, again, thanks for watching this video. Please leave a comment down below, like always, about what you think about this camera. And thanks for watching, guys, and I will catch you later. Peace.